Greetings, greetings, greetings. How are you guys doing today? We are actually diving into passion and priorities. To figure out your passions, I like to dive into the priorities first. You can do either or because truthfully, your passions become your priorities. Um, but let's dive into those priorities first. I'm going to read a couple of excerpts and then we will get into the exercise. We often talk about our passions in life, but how many of us have ever stopped to really think about which things are most important to us, let alone how much time we spend on our passions compared to less important things? You likely have heard the phrase, find your passion and what you do won't feel like work at all. But I think that's what we get wrong about passion. You shouldn't get hung up on finding the one and rather the little things that bring you joy and excitement. Our passions don't need to be narrow or specific, and it's natural for you to have many interests that change over time. When we are younger, we have a tendency to do the things that excite us without worrying about adventures or advantages of certain activities over others or its future financial prospects. Life is all about not knowing and yet still doing things anyway. The most fulfilling relationships and careers are often those that still have the power to surprise you. Get the chance to explore what excites and motivates your everyday life. Think more intentionally about what you need to be doing more of and what you need to be doing less of. Okay, so as we finish that little segment, we're going to get into the exercise. Read a little brief info on that. Even if we are clear on our priorities, are we actually living in a way that is consistent with them right now? This exercise is designed to help you think this through. Our priorities change as we go through life, so this exercise is worth repeating every few years. Step one. Step one, you will be ranking 18 items from the most essential to nice to haves to non essentials. So I'm going to list off all of the items in no particular order right now because this is just how they're down here. They're not my actual rankings yet. Family, friends, health and fitness, income, independence, influence and power, making use of talents, personal growth, positive impact on society, prestige and status, professional growth, security, spirituality and faith, spouse and partner, stimulating and rewarding work, time for leisure and relaxation, wealth and savings, and where you live. Now, remember what I said earlier. You have to rank every last one of these 1 through 18. Um, 18 items into priority over order based on your priorities at this point in your life. There are no ties or mergers together allowed at all because you would just be cheating yourself out of this exercise. So the top six are your essentials. And then the middle six are the nice to haves, like things that are important to you, but you would be willing to let go of in certain situations. And then the bottom six are your non essentials, things that you would be willing to forego and really could do without. It doesn't matter one way or other to you. Make sure choosing your priorities is all about making trade offs and deciding which things you're willing to compromise on in order to make the important stuff happen. So, I am going to give you guys my rankings, and you can just tell me later on what you guys give, what your exercise. So, my top six are starting in order from 1 to 6 is health and fitness. Mental health, clearly the name of this channel is Healing Made Me Do It. So mental health to me is huge. It is big. Um, Physical health is now at a top tier to me as well. I started this journey, this physical health journey in March, and I'm still on it. I'm doing great, actually, very great. Um, Number two, spirituality and faith. My spirituality keeps me humble and helps me to keep my mental in check, which it does. It really, really, really does. Three is family or your tribe. I like to call it your tribe because not all family is going to get fit into your tribe. Keep peace, less drama, less chaos, genuine love, support, things like that are what I feel like a tribe falls into. My number four is time for leisure and relaxation because I don't want to be burnt out in life. I don't want to be stressed. I want to be able to relax and enjoy the things that we are supposed to be able to enjoy on this earth. You know what I mean? Now, my number five is personal growth. I picked personal growth because personal growth has helped me find and be able to build emotional intelligence, self confidence, my purpose on what I want to do and who I am, become more self aware. So I chose number five for that reason alone. Number six is income. But trust me, if we didn't need it to pay bills or for me to spend my money on leisure stuff, it would be number 18. So now we're into ranking, the middle rankings, 7 through 12, I believe. Number 7 is positive impact on society. I put number 7 right after number 6 simply because when I am long gone, um, I would like for my generational wealth to be something more than financial. I'm not saying I wouldn't want it to be financial, but I would want it to have a legacy that holds core values and principles and character higher than financial. Let me just say that. Number 8 is I don't know what my number 8 is. Security. I like security. Everybody loves security, but you don't always have security. You want security in a job, you get fired next week. You want security in a relationship, you disrespected, cheated on, and lied to. So you want security with your children? You wanted them to be football players and they turned out to be a chef. There is no security in life. It's about spontaneity. So security isn't the top of my list, but it's in the middle. Number 9, stimulating, rewarding work. I want to do things that make me happy and not things that make me feel like I'm the dude from the Ferris Bueller movie. Clear eyes, like, just mundane and dry. Like, I don't want to do that. So that's why I made that number 9. Number 10, professional growth. I feel like professional growth isn't as important to me as personal growth, but it's still in my middle 6 because I would like to grow professionally. But if I stay doing what I'm doing now, I'm still okay with that. Number 11, do, 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 spouse or a partner. Many people are like, why the hell is it that low on your list? Um, because self-preservation and things that can sustain me are going to be at the top of my list, which is crazy because it used to be at the bottom. Now it's at the top. I can do without a spouse or a partner until someone comes along who has the same views or has the same ideology, is spiritual and things of that nature. I don't really have to have that to feel whole. Let me just say that. I'm not saying I don't have a partner, but what I'm saying is they're not at the top of my list on this priorities list because it's just not. Number 12. Lucky number 12 is making use of my talents. What did you get the talents for if you're never going to use them? So that's why it's in the middle, but it ain't at the top because I can use them or I can lose them. And then the bottom 6, the non essentials, things that I can forego. Number 13, where you live. I feel like where you live is not a big deal. Simply because if you are mentally stable and sound, you can make your home a sanctuary in the midst of a storm or in the midst of a horrible neighborhood. But when you open that door, it's a sanctuary inside your house. It can be your home. So that's not at the top of my list, but it ain't all the way at the bottom either. Number 14 is wealth and savings. Not everybody is going to be wealthy. This is the way the world works. Not everybody is going to have $100,000 worth of savings to leave to their children. So, logically speaking, wealth and savings is not at the top of my list because it's going to happen. Then it'll happen. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. I'm not going to stress myself over it. Number 15, influence and power. What America is made of. I could care less. I'm not gonna lie. I can care less about influence or power simply because I've been at the bottom and I've also been at the top sometime in positions. Both of them get the shit end of the stick. I could care less. 16, prestige and status. Those are just titles. A title that tells someone that they need to treat you differently because you have a title. You still bleed like I do, and you still put your clothes on the same way I do. You could be Bill Gates, but you still have the same things I do. Only thing you have more of is fiat. Okay, number 17. We're moving right up. Friends. Friends come and go. People evolve. People lose contact. People move on. People have lives. People have kids. People go through things in life. Friends is not at the top of my list because you can make them anytime in life. So you can be at a new job and now you're friends with Phyllis, who's 70 years old, and you're 29. Friends can come and go. And then number 18 is independence. This is going to be one for the books because I'm sure everybody is like, why would she put independence at the bottom of her list? We're not meant to be independent. This is unpopular opinion, but independence is a ripoff. We are meant to be a whole. We're meant to be codependent because independent leaves you bitter, leaves you angry, leaves you overworked, leaves you overstimulated, leaves you stressed. The village needs to come back. There is nothing wrong with being codependent on a village, but still having the necessary tools and essentials to do things alone, but not having to do them alone. And that's just where I stand on that. Okay. So, how did you do? Where did you rank all of your things at? Did you get some the same as me, or did you do completely opposite of me? I think this exercise was kind of difficult because it forces you to realize that you can't have everything at any given point in your life. And you have to have trade offs. Everything is not always going to be perfect. So it literally shows you in your mind what you need and what you don't. Stay tuned because in step 2, we are going to be pitting our real life priorities up against the list we just made. Bye bye.